What is up, everybody? And welcome back to another Bass and Brews podcast. And no lie, y'all, I almost said Jigs and Bigs. I'll be damned. I got so excited to get to be at the live event virtually, mostly thanks to OG Scuba Steve. But I almost said that.
It was pure madness.
If y'all haven't listened to the latest Jigs and Bigs concert episode, which just dropped yesterday, you got to go listen to it. It's our 100th episode live with a lot of hooks at hoodlums there. And Cody, even Lockwood Fishing, even got to get on there. And they gave him the mic on open mic.
Man. You should have seen Sean's face when that happened.
That was the one thing I was there live for. So thank you.
And Bobby's face was priceless. They had no idea where that was going.
Hey, how'd y'all get Cody to wear shoes?
It was like 8 degrees. If it was 30, I'm pretty sure he would have walked in there barefoot.
I would have. Well, look, tonight we got a great show. We want to thank Hooks at Hoodlums, great fishing apparel. I got the certified pond wrecker hat on tonight. My other boat, we got a what's
Josh
that? What's yours?
New OD green winter hat.
Yep, it's called a toboggan, but yep, he is sporting his jugs and bugs, old school.
His is actually a custom altered.
Oh, I see. You got the little bunny ball on top. I hear you.
That's special edition.
Yeah.
Go get you some Hooks at Hoodlum gear. Heels HEELS 10. Heels 10. Use that code, get you 10% off. Tonight, got a great guest. We got hooked _up north, Josh Hubner.
You got it right. That's not my last name. You got my screen name right for once.
Oh, I got your first name right though, right? JOS, Josh.
Josh Hebner.
Hebner?
Yep.
Well, you know no Southerner can't put no damn letters like that together.
Yeah, I didn't ask you to.
Well, it's my podcast to say what it's been 3 minutes.
Don't forget, he's also the co-host of Amateur Angling.
Yep, every Tuesday or Thursday nights once in a while.
I know y'all been bummed since fishing started, and I'm very disappointed.
We're in hibernation. I'm in hibernation.
Yeah, I can tell that you're just over it. You don't even want to do anything.
Soon.
Guest co-host tonight is OG Scuba Steve, and guess what, y'all? He was only 22 minutes late tonight.
Hey, Josh.
I'm not no lie. He was hooking up his computer at 8:01, and at 8:22 he showed up. And so, my guess is that he had to run a bunch of antivirus stuff to wipe all the porn that he's downloaded onto his 1995
my son's
gateway laptop. How you doing tonight, Josh? What's up, man?
I'm doing well. It's we got the first 30 degrees we've had in a couple of weeks, so spring is strong.
It's summertime in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm about to get the tank tops and the flip flops out. We got 2 days of 35 degrees, so gotta take advantage.
So is that what do you keep the heat on at the house up there? Tell everybody where you are.
I'm about a half hour away from Green Bay, right in the middle of Wisconsin.
Paul, we're a bunch of hacks. You know that? We also forgot to mention that he is the co-owner of Wisco Custom Jigs.
Wisco Baits? Yeah, we make some custom jigs.
But hold on, Steve. Slow the fuck down, dude.
You got to give that intro.
We had the intro. We haven't even. That's like, we ain't even cracked our beverages yet.
Sorry, man.
We just asking him how he's doing. We hadn't even asked him to introduce himself yet. Slow down, buddy. Damn. Why are you in such a hurry tonight?
Because he's late. Comes in late, wants to get it done.
No. He wasn't in this big a hurry last episode when he showed up an hour and a half into it and we was closing it.
I'm not
Steve, how you doing tonight, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm just chilling, I had my first episode of ice fishing. Busted my my hump all over the ice. I fell like a tree. My back is all jacked up from that one. Okay, no one told me that the ice will crack under your feet as you walk. So I'm walking out on the ice. I'm like at the shore, and I'm walking out, and I hear crack, crack. I said, "Oh no!" And I start trying to backpedal and shoop, 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 woo, smack.
So what
Literally,
you're saying then is what I imagine in my head is Gumby. I don't know if any of y'all know who Gumby is, but I imagine Gumby on ice, and that's what you look like.
pretty much. And
Man,
then
that's awesome. How'd it go? Did y'all snag any fish?
no, me and Cody hung out for like an hour and then left. Yeah, that wasn't for us. And I wasn't prepared for it at all. I had like a pair of lined jeans. I had a pair of lined jeans, a couple of like 2 hoodies and a jacket, and
a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, and a pair of Timberland boots actually. And I get up in the morning, and what do I see on the counter at Ryan's house? The butcher. He's got a full like Ranger 180 mile an hour wind bib suit and spikes and hoodies and thermals, and I'm like, I am so screwed.
But I'd have had these crusty ass feet out there.
Them are some crusty feet.
You would have got
in
stuck
my Crocs.
Those hooks would have got stuck to the ice.
All right. Well, what did y'all bring to drink tonight, Josh? Since you're our guest, what you got there, dog?
Some of Wisconsin's finest spotted cow. I sprang for some good beer for once. I left the Keystone in the fridge today.
So would you believe that we've had a spotted cow beverage on this podcast before?
Yeah, I think I heard that. That was a while back.
Yeah, it was Jeff Malott when I had the guys on from the Paddler's Playbook.
But he had to bring it in.
Yeah, he's in Arkansas, so he went and fished one. I guess it was lacrosse.
Yeah.
He stopped and got some. He was drinking one on the podcast. He had like 3 or 4 left. Steve-O, what are you drinking tonight, House? Hey,
Steve-O has imported the finest of beverages from good old Walden, New York.
Angry Orchard. This man brought some Angry Orchard, but don't let that.
And then I got some bourbon too.
That's what I'm saying. He's got Angry Orchard, but he's probably pouring some kind of brown liquor in the Angry Orchard.
That's a good idea. You know what I'm full of them. I used to get the Angry Orchards with a shot of Crown Apple in it.
Why would you want to do that to your stomach?
It was amazing. But you know what's good now is that Jack Daniel's Tennessee cider.
So tonight, as here most recently, and probably moving forward, Paul Hills, a.k.a. Paul Roberts, is powered by White Claw Surge. And tonight is cranberry flavor. And I'm telling you, when they come, this has got 8 alcohols in it. Y'all can laugh all you want, but let's do a 12-pack drink off of some White Claw Surge, and let's see how well you are about 9 or 10 in.
Oh boy!
Because 8 alcohols. Anyway, it's delicious stuff. Go get you some. White Claw. Hope you listen. I'm gonna tag the hell out y'all. All right, y'all ready to crack these open? Let's go so we can start this interview with Josh Hubner.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Salute, cheers. So, Josh, we know your name. We know your Instagram handle. We know where you live. Kind of. Tell us about yourself. Tell us, who you are right now sitting in that chair and what you got going on.
Well, we're in the middle of winter right now. As crabby as can be. I haven't been out on the water since end of October. Itching to get back into it. Walleye fishing is probably going to be kicking up here in about a month, so there is some light at the end of the tunnel. During the winter, I kind of just go into hibernation.
but you have been doing a bunch of fishing. I've seen you and your wife and your kids doing some ice fishing.
Well, we did some ice fishing. I wouldn't say a bunch. We got out a couple of times. That's all right. It passes the time, but I don't like try to make a habit of it.
This ain't something that you're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and preparing for hours the day before and going and spending 2 days out on the ice. You just go out there to piddle and then come home.
Yeah, usually when we go out, I'll stay out all day, but in the wintertime, you don't have a lot of daylight, so it doesn't really get light out until 6:30, and it's getting dark by 4:30, so it's not very long of a day on the ice. It's not like open water where you're getting up at 2 and rolling back at dark.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about your Instagram and Wisco Baits.
Instagram, I kind of just started posting some fish pictures. I had a pretty good collection of them. I used to post all my shit on Facebook, but I stopped using Facebook. I just kind of transferred everything over and regularly posting, and ran into most of you fools. Ran into Carlos and ran into the Hookset crew and started going live with this clown here. And that's just kind of how it's been.
He does look a little bit like a young Bozo the Clown without the hair.
Literally without that.
That's what I meant. Hey, put that hat back on. Hey, if my boy Drew from Paddler's Playbook is listening, bald or not, it's a little game we played, kind of an inside joke. It's not that funny. What's up, dude?
Say hi, Ethan.
Hi.
What's up?
Hello.
Good.
Hey, make sure you go find the crayons and the markers and go draw on the wall tonight, okay?
Do not draw.
Yeah, you guys own those walls now. You can draw all over them.
No, do not draw on the walls. Mommy will beat your butt.
Hey, draw on the wall your best fish.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
not you. What else? Go to bed. Say goodnight.
That's the last.
Come here. Say goodnight, buddy. You say goodnight. Come here. Say goodnight,
Good night, buddy.
Bye.
Say goodnight. Wave.
Night.
Say good and loud so they can hear you.
Night.
Night.
Come on.
See, contrary to popular belief, this is a family-friendly. No, it's not. Don't let your kids listen to this. You must be 21 years of age and older.
Ethan, leave that open for the cats.
Oh, Lord. Shh, mute your mic. All right, Josh, talk about the bait company real quick.
All right, so last year, a buddy of mine, I fished with him quite a bit on Instagram, JB on the Water. He's made musky baits for years. He's tied bucktails and makes crankbaits and stuff. So we started making some bass jigs. We started tying up some feathers and some bucktail and some marabou, and we made some pretty unique bass jigs. We got a swim jig. We have an arky jig. We've done a couple of different styles, and I've started to get some test product out to some people. We don't have anything that's on the market yet. We did a lot of on the water testing last year. Towards the end of the year, we caught some really monster smallies on the jigs that we made those. So we're really looking forward to get them out there, get them in everybody's hands.
Nice. Yeah, obviously I get to see the prototypes y'all have been making. And I'll tell you what too, Coley's gonna have an aneurysm if she actually watches this episode, because she always talks about me rocking, and now Josh is over there rocking too. And we're not rocking together, like we're all off. If she was guest co-host right now, she'd be shaking. She'd be like, stop moving. Anyway, Coley, if you're listening, you need to go watch at least a little bit of this. All right, tell us about your fishing journey then. Like where, however you want to go into it. Just your fishing journey from when you began to what's brought you to where you are today.
Well, I've been bass fishing for most of my life. My dad was a bass fisherman, so
yeah, we don't care about none of that other shit unless it's catfish. So yeah, we strictly talking about bass fishing.
Yeah, I bass fish as a kid.
Okay, good.
My dad was a bass fisherman, so I grew up fishing weightless plastic, 7-inch Berkeley power worms and power lizards, and there's a picture I got to dig out. There's me standing in front of my house, my parents' house, wearing a pair of Zubas. It was probably like 1997, 96. I got a nice 2.5 pound largemouth that I caught on my own and had to drive all the way back to the house with it on my bike to show my parents.
Would you have it in a basket? Do you have a little front basket on your bike?
We were up at a campground. I just biked back. I had it in one hand and biked back. Actually, it was my dad and my uncle that were up there, and they were both too hungover to go. So I went down to the pond by myself and
Did y'all eat it?
Back. Nah. No, we actually mounted it. It's still hanging in the cabin up at my parents' place.
Oh shit, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'd ate it.
But that was the first one I ever caught on my own. It's like a 17-inch, 2.5 pounder.
That's a nice large northern largemouth. Damn.
Yeah, that's a decent sized fish, but when you're 6 years old, it's pretty good.
So 6 years old, you caught that that was the first one you caught by yourself.
Yeah, that was the first fish I had caught on my going. I don't know if it was the first fish. It was the first sizable large
on your own.
Caught on my own.
On your own, yeah. So did that turn you into like a fishing fiend?
I went out. I would go out with my dad all the time. Like my dad and my uncle would go out, and that was the kind of trip that if you were going, you were going. It was going to be 8 hours long. It was going to be 10 hours long. It was pack a lunch, pack sandwiches, pack Game Boy. You're going to be sleeping in the bottom of the boat because if you get bored, we ain't going home. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time out there.
Yeah, that's down south when we talk about snacks for fishing. It's a Pepsi Cola and a pack of nabs, and the Pepsi Cola could be Coke, could be Mountain Dew, could be Pepsi, could be Dr. Pepper, and the nabs could be beef jerky, Little Debbie cakes. But actually, the real pack of nabs is the Toast Cheese crackers. The peanut butter and cheese toasty crackers. But when you said get yourself Pepsi Cola and pack of nabs, it just meant something to drink and eat. And what the hell it actually was didn't matter. You just need to make sure you brought something.
Because we ain't leaving. We're going to be out here.
That's right. Well, and so for me, I was the one that never wanted to leave and to always fish. And people hated going with me because that was it. I'm 10 years old. They just dropped me off at the farm ponds and come get me right before dark.
Yeah, we're fishing till dark.
I guess I was alive when they came back. It was a great time. I always lived. I mean,
yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so
where did that lead it? Where did that lead into like your later years where you got your driver's license and you started being able to go? You graduated, all that good stuff.
All right. So when I turned around, I think 16, my parents bought a cabin up on the lake. They're still up there on that same lake.
What lake?
Great Back. What's that?
What lake?
It's a small lake. It's a super secret lake. I can't put the name of it out there. It's just a small little 600-acre lake. Good pan fishing, but really good bass fishing. Nobody bass fishes out there. It's very shallow. There's a lot of pads, a lot of decent fish. So I spent a lot of summers up there bass fishing. Then I went away to college. I didn't really fish too much in college. And then when I came back, I got back into it. That would have been about 2008. I did a lot of short fishing, a whole lot of short fishing. That was kind of before this whole kayak revolution. Had that been around back then, had it been as prevalent as it is now, I definitely would have been a kayak angler. But it didn't work out like that. So my wife and I, we wanted to get a boat. So 2 years ago now, we finally pulled the trigger. We bought a 18-foot Lund, brand new. We've been dragging that thing all over hell. We get it out on the water, 50, 60 times during the summer. So
yeah, talk about your wife. because there's a lot of times she's posting. I don't know if she's just better at posting her fish, or she just outfishes you. But I know when y'all go fishing, y'all will be together, and she's posting a lot more fish than you.
Yeah, she catches some hogs too. Go follow her on Instagram, that Lady the Lund. She's actually responsible for most of my decent pictures that I have on Instagram. Like she takes the pictures,
Right,
and then
right.
she sends it to me. So she's catching the fish, and then she also takes the pictures too. So
she's catching her fish and taking her own pictures.
I
And oh, please. Yeah, go follow her. She's fun. And then the fish, her photos are really good. They really are kind of like that different level of
yeah, she's got a good eye for it.
yeah. Not like mine, half my fish would be cut off. My damn toes are in the picture, my nipples showing, some stupid shit like that, but I don't care. So
now she
I ain't got
positions
time.
me, get out of the sun, stand over here. Too much light there.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's good. I enjoy that, but I ain't doing that. That ain't my cup of tea. And then, so do you do any tournament fishing right now?
We fished. JB and I fished one big boat tournament. We didn't do too well. We didn't really pre-fish very much. Probably
Bass?
should have. Yeah, it was a largemouth tournament, or a bass tournament, and we were committed to frog fishing. It was later on in the year. We had some luck. We got out pre-fishing for a couple hours, and we stuck some good ones on frogs. And we figured that with the lack of prep that we did, that we were dedicated to it. We were going to sling frogs all day because we knew if we were going to get some bites, they were going to be quality. We ended up getting 3 fish, I believe, but we missed a couple that definitely would have moved us up. So we fished one of those, and then I did plenty of the CPR, the jigs and bigs and chronic trip ones that Sean runs. I took second place in one of the jigs and bigs ones, so that was
did
fun.
You did you catch some jackfish or some walleye or something like that?
I actually didn't catch a walleye. I was up in Minnesota for an entire week while that was running, and I did not catch a single walleye, which is very disappointing because that would have been worth 4 points because nobody was catching walleye. But I did get a muskie that month. I had a decent smallie, some largemouth. I was catching all sorts of shit. I think I had like a 13-inch bullhead I caught from night fishing out on the dock up at my parents'. There was a perch. There's multi-species, so I had to try to catch all sorts of shit.
See, me and Carlos try to participate in those damn tournaments, but we ain't out here catching nothing but damn bass. And maybe the accidental crappie or the accidental brim or the accidental catfish. But y'all out there catching like 84-inch muskie and fucking Wild Bill's catching eels.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of those eels.
Look, he had to have snagged that eel. I don't know. He snagged that eel burning back that Cinco. Right, Steve?
His infamous crankbait.
That man was cranking a Cinco. And
I
he
was
said the
the same.
boat was moving forward. And that's right. The boat was moving. Look, he was reeling the damn Cinco in so fast the boat was moving forward, y'all.
Yeah, but I entered a couple of the multi-species, and I mean, all I caught was bass and fucking bluegill. That's it.
You can't win it. You can't win it with that.
So, and it's like, I mean, I caught a snakehead, but that wasn't during that. It was like 2 or 3 weeks before that started. But even then, the snakehead wasn't maybe 20.
Yeah, we catch a lot of that bycatch stuff. We get a lot of that stuff just while we're bass fishing. Like if we're bass fishing out on the bay, out on Lake Michigan, you don't know what you're gonna get. Sometimes, is it a trophy smallie? No, it's a sheephead. Is it a trophy smallie? No, it's an 8-pound catfish. You just don't know what you're gonna get out there. Walleye, pike, muskie, all sorts of shit.
Yeah, our bycatches here in North Carolina, at least, if you're summer fishing, you might bycatch a bowfin, a crappie, maybe a carp every now and again, but we ain't hooking into no 25-inch wall muskie. Like none of that's gonna happen. We ain't even got those motherfuckers here. I mean, so you know our junk fish are gonna be little 10-inch white perch.
Yeah, we got plenty of them too. I mean, we got not white perch, but we got plenty of that little shit, perch and bluegills and all that stuff. But I don't usually get that as bycatch. I'm fishing with bigger baits. Usually, it's a lot of my bycatch is pike and stuff like that.
Yeah, the perch and stuff is what you're catching typically now when most people are blade baiting is when we'll get those. But I'll fish that blade bait in the summer, so I'll catch them then too. Tell us this, Josh, because you got the bait company. You've got your Instagram, which is I was just looking. You're almost at you're 96 away from 3,000 on that. You post some really good content, even during the off season when you're iced in. You're still posting out good content, and you have a live. I won't call it a podcast, an Instagram live event that y'all
show.
do. And so tell us about your it's only Instagram, right?
Yeah, we just posted on Instagram.
Yeah, so it's Instagram live event. Tell us about that and how you got started with that.
Actually, that was Brandon. Brandon Gone Fishing is his handle on Instagram. He's the one who came up with the idea, and then he did one show with us, and then became incredibly busy with work. And then Carlos and I basically we did it for a couple of weeks, and then we brought Will on as a guest, and then we brought Will on as a co-host because we were doing it every week for quite a while. It was very regular. Yeah. And then work started getting in the way. Will started having to put in some overtime. Carlos started working at a little bit different shift, and we've kind of gotten away from it a little bit. We'd like to find that sweet spot so we can get back in and start doing it regularly because it is a lot of fun. So the premise is that none of us really know what we're doing. Like we don't even pretend to. I mean, we catch some big fish once in a while, but we're not going to be telling anybody what to do or how to do it. And then we try to bring people on that can teach us something or teach the viewer something, or somebody who's a content creator, or we brought Scuba on so that he could tell us about his co-angling experience, like stuff like that.
Carlos didn't show up.
Carlos didn't show up. I think Will was there though.
Well, and what's interesting about that, what Bass and Brews,
Carlos was at work.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he was. I'm sure he was at work. He was sitting out at the boat ramp waiting on 3 o'clock to launch so he could fish for the next 13 hours.
The man's not even here to defend himself.
That's all right.
It ain't nothing we ain't already said to him. Like, none of this is new. We've said it numerous times. What's interesting about what y'all do, though, is so for us, we content creators, competitive tournament anglers, bass boat anglers. It doesn't matter. That's who we bring on. Y'all doing it on the Instagram platform live as your sole way to put it out there. Like, I like that. I think that there is even, for whatever reason, because I listen to a lot of podcasts and I try to get on some of them on the live ones on YouTube and Facebook. Y'all's was really the only one that I jumped on Instagram, and then, Bass and Bourbon and Boobs, which Steve-O and Lockwood somehow legally were able to put that out all the time. But that's another one that we haven't seen here recently. And I don't know why, because they ain't iced in. But anyway, for y'all to do it on the Instagram platform is good. I think that it's just, I don't know, there's something about the interaction on that platform that is, it's just different. It's hard for me to articulate.
It's easy too.
It's easy.
It's easy for us to host the show, but it's even easier for people to just tune in. Mm-hmm. They can just jump in. They jump in for a little while, and then they can interact with us. They can post questions, and they can kind of help out the show.
Yeah.
they provide content for us to talk about.
That's why we do ours on Instagram Live, because it's just an easier platform to connect. Nothing wrong with YouTube. It's just a matter of, I feel like YouTube's a lot more work to get everything, out there.
Well, I would say this is the other part of it. Y'all all have very large Instagram following. And so when you go live and people start to look at their stories, your little button up there is first going live. And so they drop in and spend a little bit of time there or come back. I think that that Instagram Live platform allows people, because that's what they're doing on that. Like, nobody's scrolling through YouTube or Facebook, and it's just not quite as present as this is. And that makes sense, right? Because they can just go through their phone, scroll, hop in, pop in.
That's exactly what it is. You
Yeah,
don't have to ask them to do anything. Like,
right, yeah,
you don't
exactly.
have to click a link or anything. You just click that little live button, and all of a sudden you're in. There's no setup at all.
Right. And y'all are, the three, you, Will, and Carlos, what do y'all have? Like 20,000 followers combined, somewhere around there?
Yeah, with Carlos. I mean, Carlos gets a couple thousand a week, so.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you don't have a job and all you do is fish.
Fishing in Texas ponds.
Yeah, yeah, when you fish the Texas cow ponds.
The Texas private ponds.
Carlos is the Lockwood of Texas. Private pond fishing. Carlos, you're going to have to start going barefoot, buddy. And get you a dog.
Yeah, there you go. Put in that autopilot.
When y'all were doing those, did y'all have a plan for the night, or was it just whatever the fuck happens?
Sometimes, like when we bring you on, we take the plan and we throw it out the window because we ain't gonna get to any kind of plan. But usually, if we actually set it up and we're gonna do a guest, we'll talk about it ahead of time. Like, what kind of topics we want to hit on. Sometimes we'll be arguing about something during the week. It'll be something. It'll be a debate, and then we'll bring that in as a topic. To talk about, whether it be something with electronics or baits or line or a presentation, just something that's open to debate.
Yeah, and relevant.
That's kind of how we structured it.
Talking about this, and this is why I brought it up. You have a lot of people that want to start a podcast, or they want to do this or that, and they just never do because it's overwhelming, right? I would have never started. Well, I won't say never. Alex brought me on, and so this is why I do this. He had everything set up. I just have to come up here and not fuck it up too bad like I did last week. It was a total clusterfuck. But for people that want to start this, it sounds like, and Steve, you can hop in on this too, starting your podcast through that Instagram platform or whatever it is. This you just want to talk to people and have it out there. It sounds like it was pretty easy for y'all to get that going, and felt
the hard part is to keep it going.
Right. Well, that's
keep it going. Especially, I love Lockwood, but he'll get microdosing and chief a fucking cannon and just like go missing for 6 days. You get worried like I'm about to drive to his house to check on him, make sure he's alive still.
Because y'all will save those videos too, and then they go on to your page.
Yeah.
Right? So people can use that like watching YouTube. They can go and watch and listen, because I've done that with Steve's and them's on a couple tournament mornings. I get out there early as hell. I sit in a kayak and waiting around, and I usually got theirs are playing, ones that I can't catch. For people wanting to begin, do you think that's a really good way for them to start creating a following?
I think so. It's easy. Just jump in and you can see if it's for you or not. I mean, you can be broadcasting in a matter of seconds. So you got to just click your. You can
also. You got to do it. There's got to be the right moderation of it. If you oversaturate, it gets to be like it won't carry the same kind of weight if it doesn't. I think doing it with moderation is a big key.
What do you mean moderation?
Like you know, don't go live 6 times a day every day of the week. You're gonna start to get, it's gonna be watered down.
Yeah, the once a week format, I think, is the way.
Yeah, like the once a week format works. Maybe throw a special episode in once in a while in between no one's expecting, and I think that's where it'll help drive your, it also doesn't water down what you're trying to present,
Josh, where do y'all potentially take this? Do you take it to a podcast platform at some point?
I mean, we've discussed that. I don't know if I want to put the work in for it. I mean, because it is a lot of work, and to be able to do it, and if we're going to make it into something that's official, legit, then we have to make that commitment to be there every single week. And we got pretty different work schedules, and I got family. Well, everybody's got family, and trying to work around, basketball games, and that's just in the wintertime. Once it becomes summertime, then you're competing with actual fishing time. And I only get like 2 months out of the year where it's not frozen up here, so I got to make every minute count.
That's true. I can go fishing any day of the week in my kayak, any day of the year in my kayak. Now, will it be pleasant on some of those days? No. But I can take my kayak and put that bitch in the water and go fish.
Without chiseling a hole.
Yeah. 100%.
He's got the icebreaker on the front.
No, I do not. Well, and that's I would say this. Probably to initially set all this up was a lot of work for Alex. A matter of fact, I know it was. I know he talked to Bobby and some folks a lot. But once you get it set up and once you get it going, it's a matter, and Josh, you and I talked about this while we were waiting on Steve for 65 minutes, is that, it takes me just a few clicks and 10 minutes to get this set up to go out on Friday mornings.
Sure.
What I like about y'all's, again, goes back to the Instagram, that interaction, right, with your followers and the viewers, and it's very interactive without having to have 100,000 damn YouTube subscribers. How you can't, like, I don't know how. You might be able to, but you would lose that if y'all went to that podcast platform and were using what we were using to record.
Yep.
It doesn't, to my knowledge, it doesn't go to that it doesn't go to Instagram. We do Facebook or YouTube. But you would lose that viewership and that following from that platform.
We actually talked about that when we were talking about, possibly expanding and doing a podcast instead of the live form, is that we probably wouldn't be bringing most of our audience with us. I mean, we don't have a big audience as it is, but the people that we do have tune in, they tune in regularly and they contribute to the show.
Right.
Now, if we were to take that and pull it off of Instagram and move it to a different platform, we're going to get a very small percentage of those people to come over and do the same thing. And now we're starting with an even smaller group.
Ramon Outdoors, if you listen to this, Ramon, and if you don't, I'm still going to text you because I'm curious. Is there a way to pull the Instagram audio to then upload it to the podcast platform? Because then you could have both worlds.
You can use like a program to screen cap the video and then extract the audio. I have done that before, but the problem is you don't have that scrolling chat there. So it's kind of weird because like there's moments where we're like responding to chat, and without that text being present, it makes for some really goofy radio.
Well, it does, right? And so we're going live, and this is going to post Friday morning, but I'm going live with Ted and Shags and Kim Wood to talk about their Florida trip. And obviously we've done a couple lives here, and then the Hookset guys have done lives with YouTube and all. But that's part of being the host, and that's part of having more than one host. Is somebody can kind of monitor that chat, and you can call them out. You ask the questions. I'll tell you, the KBN guys, Jeff and Ryan, if you listen to their show, they do live Facebook and YouTube, and they do a really good job of calling out questions and reading them out and saying who said it. So you get a good picture of it, like you can imagine that. Another one is Matt Pangrat with Bass Talk Live on the day 4 with Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank has diagrams and shit, and so Matt has to hold up and kind of describe what the diagram looks like. And you still miss that, but I drive all week long. I'm behind the steering wheel. I don't like to watch these things live or anything like that because I want to listen to them riding down the road.
Well, passively while you're doing something else. You don't want to sit and watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to be driving. I don't want to watch, KBN Live or any of that stuff. I don't want to watch those because the ones that I enjoy the most, I want to listen to as I'm riding down the road. It's kind of undivided attention. I'm not going to watch them, but anyway,
it's when you have the most time. You have the most time to take that content in.
Right. The podcasts that do a good job that are live podcasts, they always thank the Apple and Spotify listeners, but they're very good at describing what's going on with the chat, or if there's something on video going on, like me showing my feet earlier. They're really good about just trying to describe that to the listeners.
Just to keep the audience, the audio only audience engaged.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So you can work through that, because if there's 2 or 3 of y'all co-hosting, then you have an opportunity for somebody to chime in and do it. But it works. It's just interesting because I do like both of y'all's Instagram feeds when you do your shows. I mean, they're fun. They are fun.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun with them. That's the main. That's why we kept doing them, is because they were super light. They didn't require a whole lot of prep, and everybody had fun with it. We had fun. The guests had fun. We got to meet a lot of new people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we would bring new people on, or people that we didn't know that well, it's nice to get them on there and let them talk a little bit. And it's more than just reading posts or seeing pictures that they post. Getting to interact face to face. Like we're doing now. It's different.
Did y'all just, hey, let's do this and jump into it? Or did y'all say, do this and then spend a couple weeks or a month planning?
No, we didn't really do too much planning. Brandon kind of just came up with the idea. We did a shotgun episode the first time, and I was sitting on my boat prepping reels. The audio was awful. It was like 100 degrees in the garage. And we kind of just bullshitted for like an hour and a half, and it was fun. And we're like, do you want to do it again next week? And that's kind of how it started. And we just started going every Wednesday. And then
the Bates and Bourbon brainchild was born at the OGO Invitational last year. When they were eating bull balls.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were sitting around, and it was like, the team was growing, and it's like, man, it'd be awesome to have like a weekly thing just with a bunch of different hoodlums just chopping it up to see what's going on in their areas,
Actually, one of your first episodes was that I think you had Dust Off on.
That was the first. That was it. That was the Virgin episode.
That was the first one. Okay, so that was the first one that I caught. That was the week I wasn't even in the squad yet. I didn't get the email until like a week later. So I remember catching that one when I was on vacation, and then I got the hook set stuff.
Hey,
like a week.
Josh, did you get the pro staff agreement email or the prostate agreement email?
I think I got both of them.
Okay, I still have it. It's the greatest email I've ever gotten from anybody, but it's from Wild Bill Fishing, and it's my prostate agreement for hook set hoodlums. This is like the 100th time I've talked about it, but that shit's so funny.
No,
Wild Bill's new nickname is also Powder.
Yeah, I think we with starting with Dust Off, which was awesome that he even agreed to do it.
he had no idea.
Knowing that
Y'all are lucky you got
me
him
and Kobe
first.
are.
Because if y'all would have asked him after like 3 episodes, he'd have been like, he don't cuss a lot, but he'd have been like, fuck no.
Daryl made an appearance.
Yeah, that was Daryl's first.
Oh Lord, dude, Daryl. I'm the one who named Daryl.
I think one of the best episodes we ever had was with Texas Bass Babe. That one actually was really a good episode.
Yeah, it was. It was great. Yep.
I mean, Cody stood me up. I think he said he was like knee deep in a microdose acid trip thing. So it's understandable.
Yeah.
It happens.
My episode with that was when Daryl was Cody's. Cody was talking, but the camera was on Daryl for about 95% of the time, and that's where Daryl got his name. I named him Daryl, but nobody spells it right. They spell it D-A-R-Y-L, and it's D-U-R-Y-L. Daryl.
Well, he's still there.
He's the only one that shows up regularly.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Josh, did you hear about Lockwood and OG Scuba Steve being late?
When? Which time?
For the Jigs and Bigs thing.
We weren't late to that. We just.
Well, I remember Cody was like pacing back and forth, waiting for Steve for like 2 hours, and then he forgot everything.
He got so stoned that he forgot everything. He forgot his hat. He forgot. I don't even know, man.
Literally everything but his clothes and his dog.
He remembered his shoes.
I was trying to leave, and my son grabbed my wallet earlier in the night and had hid it in his Lincoln log box in his room. So now the wallet's the same color as the goddamn log, so it took me forever to find it. Kids, man.
I hope he's in there drawing on the walls all over the place.
No, he's passed out now. He's a good. My oldest son is a good one, man. That was my youngest son who took the wallet. But my oldest son, I tell him go to bed, he'll go to bed.
The youngest son looks at you and is like,
"You're right, motherfucker. I'll be back out here in 30 minutes. Don't you worry."
Where do are y'all going to start back up, Josh?
Well, we did an episode not that long ago. You were on it. It was like 2 weeks ago. As per regularly, I would think that once everybody's work schedule kind of normalizes, because like a lot of times Will's on an off shift or he's working, and then Carlos is
Carlos is out there. He's got like an infatuation with the electric guys, begging them to jump in the boom lift and put me up so I could look cool. They feel bad for him. They treat him like a Make-A-Wish kid. He's gonna love it,
boy.
I tell him that all the time. It's all right. He'll send me a video in the morning like, "Scuba, I just want you to know I do have a job," and I'll be like, "Man, give those line workers back their hard hat and stop making them treat you like a Make-A-Wish kid."
Somebody's got to run them crews. Somebody's got to run them, and Carlos is the man for that job. We're on that side. I'm just curious. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts. I understand that. Alex and I, we had our system down to make it work, but then when he left, I was trying to bring on. I bring on a guest and try to bring on a guest co-host. And so it's like herding damn wet cats, I mean, it's hard to do sometimes. So I understand where you're coming from on that, but it was very enjoyable, and I miss it. It's the same thing with bourbons, boobs, and beers, or whatever Steve-O called his. I can't even remember the damn name. It's a bunch of bees.
Bates and bourbon, which I'm
not the honeybee kind.
Josh, usually
spit it out, brother.
Yeah.
Chicka. Steve-O, we got the remix.
Josh, usually do yours what on Thursday night, right?
Well, yeah, we used to do Wednesday nights, and Wednesdays weren't working out because Carlos was changing his work schedule. So we switched to Thursday, and when we went to Thursday, that's when we kind of started slipping on the consistency because Thursday was a little bit different, and things with like my kids got sports and things like that. It kept interfering, and as you know, it's very hard to do a show with two people. It's possible, but it's not as good as three. It's hard to get three.
Yeah.
Boy, you telling me. Since Al's been gone, I've been doing this shit. Oh, it ain't easy.
I usually do it on the nights my wife's working. She used to work Friday nights. Now she's not. She's working. So I might move to Thursday. I might move it to Thursday nights. And then we get a lot of conflicts with guests. They can't come on because, you know, they work at night or they work Friday. You know what I mean? Like they work at nights and they work Friday night or they work Saturday morning, you know, so they don't want to. They already know they're coming to hang out with us. It's going to be an animal house. So.
Yeah, especially if Cody shows up. Cody shows up. Who knows what time you're going to bed?
Yeah, I mean, and you know, honestly, I kind of need. You know, you saw when I did it with Texas Bad. It was more of we did more of an interview kind of format, and it's cool, and it made for a great episode. But I don't want to turn into that. I want to be the wild house like we always are, you know. And Cody is just the man for the job.
Look, you ain't too unwild yourself, there, Scuba Steve.
I was getting everybody drunk at the Jigs and Bigs. Even Cody took 2 shots with me.
We heard.
He was like, "Hey," he goes, "If I take another one, the horns are coming out and someone's getting fucked up." I said, "All right, man, you just chill out. How about you get some water?"
So this is a question for both of y'all, since you know your Instagram shows are still young, and you started them, and obviously it's the off season, right? This is the hardest time to keep shit going. This is when most people are
100%.
disconnected from fishing. You know, this is the most boring time. So to have that hiatus isn't that big of a deal. But
I mean, it
starting
depends
off for maybe one of our listeners, any of our listeners that want to start this, we've already said that the Instagram Live is a really easy way to get going.
Mm-hmm.
What both of y'all give me 2. Steve, you're going second. Don't shut your mouth. Don't even start. Josh is our guest. He's going first. Write your shit down so you don't forget. Give us 2 things that you would say to somebody that's looking to start that helped you, or that you realized after y'all started going, which would have been helpful.
The first one is like get an idea like who you want to ask for guests. Try to get some people in the chamber so that way you're not waiting on just one guest. Like if you have a handful of people that are all kind of waiting to jump in with you, if something comes up, life comes up, you can tag somebody else, and a lot of times they'll jump in. You can save a show by just having a backup plan and just having somebody else that can come and fill in. Because like we just said, if you just show up and it's just 2 of you, the show isn't going to be as good. It's just not, and it's hard to do. The second thing is probably have a little bit of a pre-show discussion, even if it's an hour or 2 before. Just come up with a short list of possible topics. Like if Paul comes on, you're probably not going to get to any of them, but it's a good idea to have those just so you have some idea in case stuff gets stale or you end up going to like some dead air. Then you can pull off one of those ideas and you can just keep the show rolling.
Yeah.
Look,
we don't do any
your topics don't matter, but we're gonna have a good time. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Look, y'all see how many topics I got on my whiteboard tonight? Not a nary fucking one. I ain't ever come to the show with no topic.
That doesn't surprise me.
We saw the backside.
We never use any of our topics with you either.
Yeah, we don't do any of that stuff. But I will. We just decide who's going to go live tonight and just hit go and just see where it takes us. But I will say this, that the hiatuses, if you're concerned with building a following and and just seeing a constant growth and a more a faster growth, then yeah, you're being consistent and always on the same day, doing a shitload of promoting it during the week is going to be vital for that. If you're that person, if you're like me and Cody, that we just do it because we enjoy it, and if it happens to turn into something, it turns into something, which it's kind of turned into a little something. And that's how we look at it. Like, yo, we just enjoy it. It's just something that we do. We enjoy. We're not. Listen, Instagram's not going to change my life. If by some strike of lightning it does, okay. But I still got to get up in the morning and go to work. So this is just for me. That's fun. On a Friday night when you're home and you can't go fishing because whatever, you got the kids. It's just a way to chill out, let loose, relax, and and we've been lucky enough that we've had some pretty cool guests come on and hang out with us.
You touched on what you just said is it, and Alex and I would have these conversations all the time. I would come home because Tuesday is my busiest day at work, and so I would come home or having a shit day or something like that, and after the show, him and I would always talk, and it'd be, damn man, I was so tired, I really want to do it, but when the show started, we got that little bump of energy, and we got that excitement.
That vial of cocaine helped out too, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's do what?
That vial of cocaine helped out too, buddy.
Oh no, I've never done drugs before.
Me either, man.
I know what. Look, I know what White Claw surges do to me. There ain't no damn way in hell I'm taking a drug. But it's that sitting back and being able to talk fishing with somebody that's 1,000 or 2,000 miles away, just like we're doing right now. It feels like we're sitting in the same room, kind of.
Yeah, it's like
I don't have a kitty cat.
That's about
it. So I mean, there's that aspect of being able to do that. The consistency part is important. That was the one thing that Alex and I talked about before he left. It's like, I'm going to do the show every week. And then right before he left, say, hey man, if you want to do every 2 weeks, I understand. That's fine. I was like, nah, man, we set a precedent for every week. We put it out, we do it. And that's helped us. The show was much better with Alex here, so I can sit back and not have to fucking talk so much.
The fact that you guys did structure something while he was gone, because if he wouldn't have done anything and just said, all right, Paul, yeah, if you want to go 1 or 2 weeks, that's fine. Here's the stuff you need. When he came back to try and re-engage, he's not going to have the same presence. It's not going to be felt,
Yeah, well, yeah, you've lost all, shit ain't going to be back till April, so you got November. You got like 6 months of nothing coming out.
And when he comes back,
the momentum
right. And that brings me to, I guess, the kind of the point I was trying to make, Josh, where you're talking about that, how often we're going to do it and consistency. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be every week. If you do it every 2 weeks, that's fine. You just do it every 2 weeks. Or if you do it monthly, you do it monthly. One Objective is a podcast that's done. I think they do theirs once a month. They're out of Virginia. They're a kayak fishing podcast. They don't do it. The Paddler's Playbook, which is one of my favorite podcasts. I love those guys. They do it every 2 weeks. So you don't have to do it every week. Yeah, but it's the same thing with Instagram stuff. But if you're going to do it, do what?
They set that as their precedence in the beginning.
Right.
That's what you expect.
Yeah. And so if you do it every 2 weeks or once a month, then that's what it is. People are tune in for those. And I would say for both of y'all, put something together once a month in the off season, because it'd be fun as hell. I mean, y'all shit's good, enjoyable. It's enjoyable enough that I'm eating up my damn phone plan to listen to it. I ain't watching it, but to listen to it, riding down the road or sitting on the kayak waiting to go lunch and fish, I'm listening to it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it wouldn't be too much to try to put together a off-season schedule that's not as rigorous as the in-season schedule. But I mean, that's way more plausible. I mean, because to be honest with you, once the lakes freeze over, like I just tune out. Like
Yeah.
I shut down for the winter time. Like if you check my Instagram, I don't post as much as I do during the when the water's open. Like I post every single day normally if I'm out fishing, but I don't like to post a whole bunch of old stuff. So if I ain't making any new stuff, it's hard to come up with content every day. And if I'm not out fishing, I don't have any like new things to talk about.
I got two things. One, you can tell that you shut shit down because you even hardly ever show up in the hook set in our hook set chat. Every now and again, you peek your head in for a few little blurbs and then you leave. But secondly, fuck that. I don't want to post old shit. Post the old shit.
But it's already all posted. Like I ain't gonna repost it again.
Oh, well, no, I mean, you got to have some shit down up in the locker for later.
I mean, I got some of it, like, but I just, like I said, when it freezes up, I just disengage with it.
Hey, here's the thing. Hold up. Have y'all looked at my Instagram the last few weeks?
Dogs, a lot of dogs.
Dogs, food,
a lot of
snow, cooking.
No beef.
Well, because the motherfuckers are up in their house right now keeping warm. They ain't even flying. I mean, that's my thing is I might not post every day, but something's going to get fucked. I'm going to put stuff out there. I mean, that's the whole thing. Now, my page also ain't Paul Hills Fishing. My shit's just Paul Hills, and I make it clear. I might be out there walking in the snow barefoot one fucking day. I don't care.
You get what you get.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't managing to. My dumbass just made a Bass and Brews podcast Facebook page and Instagram page. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking.
No, I mean, if you see like my page right now, I do a lot of what I'm doing at work,
But dude, Steve, you go live a lot at work.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I think it does.
I get like 4 people to stop in, and that's it.
That's because it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well,
I can't even turn the audio on ever.
That's when I'm at work. No, if I'm playing music, they cut the shit off because they don't get the copyright infringement, whatever.
Well, you just have to start singing and not play it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's probably for the best if he doesn't do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Hey, I gotta tell you this: one of the best parts from the Jigs and Bigs thing was we're sitting at a table, and at this table is 4 police officers, active police officers sitting. We're not going to say who, but there's 4 active police officers sitting at this table, part of this event. They're not they're off duty, just hanging out. And there's Cody and someone say, Bobby Roast Beef plays some cocaine party song, and somebody yells out, "That's Cody's song!"
Cocaine.
Yeah, and Cody goes,
"It's so funny."
And Cody goes, "I don't like cocaine. I just like how it smells." And we're at this table full of police officers when he says it. I was dying, boy. Oh man, we had a good time.
Who you texting, Josh?
I didn't text anyone.
Oh, do you have to go pee?
And we took that.
Okay, just making sure.
We took that event over. We just went in there and fucking ransacked the place.
I hope y'all tipped good if y'all left a mess.
Yeah, we seen some of it, but your phone kept turning off and tipping over and going sideways.
Yeah, well, we were drinking and having a good time.
I heard Steve-O drank more than anybody.
Oh, I did. There's no doubt about that. I was fine though. Next morning's like, "Yo, you all right?" I'm like, I was light. I was like 3% right there. You guys ain't even seen 10 yet.
I'll tell you this. The next morning when everybody's asking you if you were all right, and you're like, "Man, I wasn't that bad. I can been way worse." You were way worse than you thought you were.
No, because they thought I was gonna be like, "Oh man, you hung over?" I'm like, "Nah, I lost my voice because I was yelling and being loud and shit." But
you had to drive back home, didn't you?
Huh?
You had to drive back home the next.
Yeah, I drove home the next day, no problem.
So you and Cody, how the hell did you, Cody, and his dog fit in your little damn
I took the
don't
wife's.
don't you have one of those little Fiats or something?
Yeah, I got a Kia. I took the wife's Explorer.
Oh,
The Kia needs help.
she let you get the real car to drive
Yeah.
up there, huh?
The Kia needs. Well, I had to bring back my kayak. So
Oh shit, Josh, I know you are a guest, but Steve-O's got to tell us about his kayak.
say that again.
You got to tell us about your kayak.
Your new boat.
It's not a boat. It's a kayak. I don't call it a boat.
Nope. Hold up. Shut the fuck up.
Not
If
a
it
boat.
floats, it's a boat.
Not a
Even if
boat.
it's made out of plastic.
If I go up
floats,
to a
it's a
chick,
boat.
listen. If I was to go up to a girl and say, "Hey, you want to go out on my boat?" and she said, "Yeah, sure, let's go," and I take her to the kayak, she's gonna fucking turn around, laugh at me, and leave, because that's not a boat.
That's why you need 2 kayaks.
No, anyways, it's a 2021 Jackson Liska. Picked it up off of OGO Zach. It's red and it's like red, black, and gray, and it's not gonna hit the water for probably till middle of next month because I'm gonna buy. It didn't come with a paddle. You know, you can always count on.
But your arms are long enough,
That's
Steve-O,
true.
that you can reach.
Well, I'm not gonna paddle anyways. Fuck that. So I'm actually gonna buy the motor guide for it, with the spot lock and all that stuff, probably beginning of next month. And I got to put on my fish finder, all that stuff. I already have that. I have a Helix 7 for it.
Is it gonna hit the Maniac mod shop, or is he too far away?
No, he's too far away, man. He's in Massachusetts. It's where it came from. I was,
Should have just left it.
Nah, man, it's all good. I got where I just moved has a garage in the backyard, so I'm gonna make
nice.
a shop there. And I don't know if you know this, but I got a mean set of tools.
Yeah, do you? I saw your toolbox, and I was like, "Oh my god, what Walmart did he steal that shit from?"
You can't buy those in Walmart, buddy.
I'm being facetious, Steve.
But the toolbox, technically, I stole. I paid $500 for the box.
We've heard the story 4 times already. We don't
It's a
need
great
to rehash
story.
that.
But no, so
Don't need to
yes, I
rehash
got me a nice Jackson kayak, Jackson Liska. My wife actually wants to buy a boat, so we'll see.
A bass boat or like a family boat?
Well, she wants to rent a boat to see how the kids react. So I'm gonna make sure it's rough seas.
Just
So
buy a
when
bass
she
boat.
go out there, they never want to go again, and then I can buy a bass boat. No questions
Just buy
asked.
the bass boat to start with.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing
Skip
that.
those first 2 steps.
Look, his wife makes more money than him. This is what I'm getting
Not
from
true
this
at all.
conversation.
No, that's not true at all. No, she just, she's like, she wants to do. I mean, I could buy. I want to buy a bass boat, and I know that we could go out as a family. I could buy a fucking overhang so we have shade and all that bullshit, and just use it when she's on the boat. But we'll see. It's usually I can convince her. So,
Josh, you gonna be fishing any tournaments this year? Any kayak tournaments? Any boat tournaments planned?
I don't kayak fish, so I won't be fishing any
Shush.
tournaments, but
You will.
yeah, I probably won't, but
You will.
I wouldn't kayak fish on the Great Lakes either. They got like fucking tanker ships sunken at the bottom of that fucking thing. So I don't think a kayak would fare too well.
They fish them on the Great Lakes all the time, Steve.
yeah, we see people out there in their kayaks all the time.
Yeah, you see them very briefly.
Steve-O's also the guy that would come down to Florida in a kayak and see an alligator and be like, "Nope, I'm out. I'm done. I saw a gator."
I lived in Florida for 6 years, man. I don't have no problem with alligators.
Oh, but you won't go out on the Great Lakes.
Nah, I'm not a fan of 20-foot sea. You get some gusts, you get 20-foot fucking water, you're screwed.
Oh, ain't no wave gonna eat you.
That wave will eat an oil tanker. It will eat you.
Look, if you wear your life preserver, you will be safe.
Good. So I just float to my death.
Look, an alligator, if you wear your life preserver, your life jacket, and an alligator starts to eat your ass,
Let me
you're going
tell
to
you
look like a fucking cork.
If
You're
I
going to
was
look like a cork with a brim trying to eat it. It's going to be going
If
up
I
and
was-
down, up and down, up and
Look.
down.
Paul, if I was still in Florida, if I was still a resident, if I still lived in Florida and I was kayak fishing in Florida, you could bet your ass that I would have a gun on me every time I went fishing in a kayak in Florida. And if a gator came up, I would shoot it right in the fucking head.
So I have watched a lot of the alligator hunter bullshit show. I can't even think of the name of it right now. And those bitches have an alligator right up beside the boat and have to shoot it 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah,
You telling me your ass going to be getting ate by alligator?
No.
I'm
shooting and then I'm running. I'm shooting and then running. But look,
bitch, you're underwater. You ain't Jesus. You
His
can't
legs
run
are
on
8 feet
water.
long. He can run in standing water.
Listen, 90% of the time they're more scared of you. They're gonna run from you.
I know. I understand that. I ain't scared of alligators.
So neither am I. What the fuck?
But you're scared of a wave.
Big difference. You cannot spook a wave off.
If that 13-foot alligator wants to come eat your big ass, you ain't spooking him off either.
If that 13-foot wave wants to come eat your ass, you ain't spooking that off.
But it ain't drowning you in no life vest. Steve, you look, I don't lose arguments. Ask my wife.
Listen, I'm gonna stick to.
Look, my wife thinks she wins every argument because I come out to the garage and I start cussing at all the shit in the garage. I win.
All them spoon plugs.
Paul, listen. Me and the kayak are gonna stick to
right there.
Yeah, me and the kayaks are gonna stick to rivers and creeks. That's it. Rivers and creeks and lakes. That's it.
What the fuck is a Great Lake, Steve-O?
Well, I'm not going out on no bays and shit. The Great Lake is like a bay, man. That shit is huge.
No, it's the bay. The Green Bay is a bay of a giant lake.
Exactly. So
here's the problem. He don't know what the hell the fuck to call a body of water.
It's actually calmer in the bay than it is on the actual lake.
The bay's where you go.
I mean, it gets pretty rough out there, but
where I grew up, the bay was saltwater, the Great South Bay, Long Island, New York. You weren't going out there on a kayak at all.
I would.
Yeah, well, you're retarded.
A Hobie.
Yeah, that would definitely sink.
No, it wouldn't. Hobies never sink.
Or squeak everybody away from you.
That bitch wouldn't sink, though. So back to our guest, since Steve-O's a hijacker, all we wanted to do was know about his new kayak, and he got all scared of some waves. And he's out there alligator wrestling. Josh, any tournaments this year?
We'll probably do a couple of them on we got a decent sized lake that's right up the road. My buddy actually lives on it. We'll probably do a couple of those. We'll do at least one, maybe 2 of them. I know there's one early in the year. I got to check my work schedule. If I can get the weekends off that line up with the tournaments, then we'll do them. If not, then we won't. But there's a handful of them out there on that.
Have you looked into jumping into the any of the like BFLs or the Bassmaster Open type stuff in your area?
No, nothing like that. Just the stuff that we do is just some kind of local stuff. We're more. I'm really not super motivated to do the tournament stuff. I mean, it's fun. I like doing it, but our focus this year is getting out on Lake Michigan. We're trying to find a 7-pound smallie this year. We got the 6 last year. We're looking for 7 this year. That's 7's the goal. Took us all year. We didn't get it till October. We looked all season long, but we finally got her, and now we raised the bar a little bit.
Yeah, I went targeting smallies once last year, and I didn't catch a fucking thing.
Yeah, they can be fickle. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's not.
Paul's wife said, "You better get in here talking tough on that fucking podcast."
Yeah, He's gonna leave all this dead air on his podcast.
Yeah, we should. We should just be real silent for like until he gets back.
Don't worry, he'll edit this part out.
Yeah, he'll cut it. He'll dub it out.
How long is your boat?
Shit, that's a good question, man.
I mean, it has to be longer than your average boat, right? I mean,
Yeah, no, it's almost. I know it's almost 13 feet.
you can't be getting by with a 10-footer. You'll be hanging over the edges of it.
No, man, it was. Yeah.
So first of all, we ain't editing shit. When I got to go tinkle, I go tinkle. Second of all, I can hear everything y'all motherfuckers saying. I got my headphones in.
But you see, he muted his mic. We couldn't hear him taking a piss this week.
That's
because my mic's on my fucking computer, dumbass, not my ears.
Right. So
Who was it? Was it Andrew or Ken that went tinkle?
I think it was Andrew. Anyways,
Right,
yeah. So my kayak, Josh, is 12 foot one long, and it's like 28 inches wide. And they claim it weighs, and yeah, that's more than enough. They claim it weighs 82 pounds, but that fucker weighs way more than that. I can tell you that right. My back can tell you that right now.
Hey, I'll tell you this: if they would have put your ass in a PA up at the Hookset Hoodlum OGO tournament, instead of putting you in the whatever little kite they put you in, you'd have been in love with Hobie. But they put you in the lookless fucking Hobie that there is.
They put me in a 13-foot Hobie.
No.
Yeah, it was still a piece of shit.
No.
Squeaking and shit. Almost tipped over like 3 times.
Yeah. See, you weren't in the right boat.
The pontoon boat.
Look, they put the Jolly Green Giant in a pea pod instead of the Ark. All right, let's start wrapping this here up. Now, we could have gone a lot longer, but Steve-O showed up 22 minutes late. At least he showed up this time.
That's a plus.
So, Josh, we're gonna get into, if I can get the questions, because I still do not know them all. Let me get to my Bass and Brews don't fuck up while Alex is gone list. And for everybody listening and not watching, I have to show that every time because it makes people laugh. All right. Fuck. I knew I forgot something. All right, y'all. Welcome to Bass and Brews Podcast, your daily distraction from quality podcast. Here we are. Hell.
You have recorded this, right? You didn't just hit record for the first time now, did you?
No. It only takes one time to go 26 minutes into a really, really good episode to realize you didn't hit record to make sure that shit never fucking happens again. Ask the head cheese at Slay Nation, Frankie Provolone.
I was gonna say, do you have a Slay Nation up by you now, Josh?
There's one, but it's way on the west side of the state. It would be like a 3.5-hour drive for me to fish the closest one.
Yeah, us here in Maryland, we get neglected. We don't have any.
Y'all don't have Slay Nation in Maryland?
Nah.
Start one.
Cody was gonna think about doing it. I don't have the fucking time to do it, man. Honestly, if I'm taking that much time, I'm putting it into entering a tournament on my own.
Yeah, I looked into it, but it's a ways away, and it's all small boat stuff. I mean, we got big boats.
Yeah. They're doing I think 75 horsepower and less series in some places this year.
Josh, what do you got on yours?
On mine?
Yeah.
I got a 115. I got an 18-foot boat.
He's out.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna work.
Yeah. The math does not equal.
It does not add up.
Josh, shotgun questions, round, whatever the hell you want to call them. Answer, it's one answer. I'll ask you a question. You choose to answer. If I like it, we'll move on to the next one. If I don't, I'm going to chastise you and make you feel like shit.
Fair enough.
Okay. Scuba Steve, don't be answering these questions because you've already done it like 16 times. You don't have to answer your answer.
All right, I'll shut up.
Okay, thank you. Hey, what kitty cat you got with you tonight?
This is Fats.
Fats. Hey, guess what? I'm getting my cat in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, what are you getting?
He's my cat, Little Caesar. I saved him out back from Little Caesar's pizza restaurant in South Carolina. And I hid him in my shop back in South Carolina. And then we moved up North Carolina. I had to give him to my mama. And then now I'm getting him back about 3 years later. Anyway, that's a terrible story. It's a way better story than what I told, but we ain't got time for this shit. I can tell Josh wants to leave. His wife has come. She's been throwing pretzels at him. He's starting to rock so much, I'm pretty sure he's scared to go pee on camera. But anyway, we're going to get going. Josh, Crocs or flip-flops?
Definitely flip-flops. I ain't wearing Crocs.
Well, see, you can wear flip-flops because I wear flip-flops all the time. But when it's fishing time, I
wear boat shoes. I wear boat shoes. I wear shoes that got honeycomb soles. They dry in the sun. I just ain't wearing fucking Crocs.
Steve-O. Oh, did you hear this man just said he wear boat shoes? How you know when your friend's rich when they wear honeycomb boat shoes? This man only got an 18-foot boat because that's all he wanted to get. He probably could have an 80-foot boat, right?
Are you wearing like the white Walmart ones? Or are you like wearing are you wearing like a pair of Huck, like low top?
Are they Walmart or what the hell's the Sperry's?
Oh, they're dudes. My wife bought them for me. They work great.
What are they?
They're dudes. Hey, dudes. They're boat shoes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're great. They're light.
I can't even front that. Hey, dude makes an ill pair of fucking American flag ones that I want. So I'm not gonna lie to you, kid.
I've heard of the Hey Dudes. I think it was BTL has talked about them, or either Serious Angler. One of those guys have talked about them before. And but my Crocs, I hadn't worn through them yet, so I don't replace them. You can cheat when it comes to that shit. All right, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Nah, shit makes it all soggy and gross.
Yeah, I ain't a big fan. You just want to be like Wild Bill.
Why? Wild Bill wears Crocs.
Yeah, well, you just trying to be like him, except higher class.
Except more of a man.
You highfalutin. You gonna spend more on a rod or a reel?
Gonna be a reel, but not by much. Usually, a rod is between 150 and 200, and a reel's gonna be between 2 and 3.
See, you rich. You rich. Look, we ain't asked to throw out numbers. I mean, but you rich. You don't have. We wear a honeycomb boat shoes. I got $300 on a reel. We rich.
I got reels that are 12 years old that I still use. You buy a good reel, it lasts forever.
Dude, I got reels that are 20 years old.
Yeah, I know. We got the same one. We both fished with that same E7.
The who?
That E7 Corrado. I fish with it. You fish with it.
E7? I don't know if that bitch is an E7.
The green one.
Sure.
Anyway.
They last forever. You get what you pay for. You buy a Shimano. They cost money. They last.
The only reels I own are Shimano and one Black Max. All right. 3-hour session. You want to catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
I take that 7-pound all day. That's what I'm looking for. I'll spend
all day.
I'm gonna spend a whole season looking for
it. What? I'm calling it now. First day of the season, he's gonna pull that 7-pounder.
I doubt it.
Yep. And then the rest of the year is just a waste.
Yeah, it's gonna be fall. He's gonna get it in the fall this year.
Just a barren day after day of 5-pound fish that just don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Wacky Rig or Texas Rig?
Texas Rig. That wacky shit isn't really for me. I've thrown it a couple of times, but it's just not my style. I grew up pitching old Texas rigs. I don't fish a whole lot of plastics anymore, but if I do, it's going to be Texas rig.
Yeah. I'm not a huge. I hate the Wacky Rig. Honestly, I hate throwing that bitch. Mine's Nico'd.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay. If I do throw it, it's got to have a weight on it. But even then, I throw it begrudgingly. I'd rather throw a jig.
Yeah, I power fish it. I've talked about it enough, but I power fish it. The Wacky Rig, sitting that shit and just what? Fuck no, dude. If they ain't gonna bite the Nico rig, I ain't catching them. I'll back hook them on a big ass damn crankbait.
You could
slow jams or hype music.
I mean, it depends, but I'll take hype music most of the time.
Like what genre of hype music we listening to?
Mostly hip hop. I mean, I grew up listening to hip hop. I've been listening to that since I was a kid. That's my hype music.
Yeah, Wu-Tang, bitch.
Are you eating largemouth bass?
I don't eat them. I don't actually clean a whole lot of fish. I hate cleaning fish. I don't care.
Nobody asked about fucking cleaning fish.
I don't keep them. I don't keep hardly any fish. I throw walleye back too. I throw everything.
All
back.
I ask, are you eating largemouth bass or not?
I ain't eating shit.
Hey Josh, what's the walleye fight like? What would you describe that like?
Most of the time it's like a wet gym sock. With some head shake.
What? Not the fight of it. God damn it!
Yeah, like as it's coming in.
That's what he said.
Oh, okay,
wet sock.
Look,
sometimes I get a little randy, but most of the time it ain't shit.
Everybody that I know talk about walleye being the best eating fish they've ever had.
It is good eating.
That's what I've heard. All right, this right here is.
Hold on, wait. Before you go into that, hold on, Paul.
Oh my God, here we go again. What?
Hey,
this is shotgun round, bitch. This ain't the ask more questions round.
Do you have sturgeon by you or no?
Yeah.
How's that?
They'll be spearing them through the ice here pretty quick out of Winnebago. Season opens up soon.
How's that fight?
Well, when they spear them, it's a little different. If you get them walleye fishing, like they'll spoil you. Like if you're fishing on light spinning gear, you can fight them for half hour.
How they eat?
I don't know. I've never eaten them. I've heard they're good.
This man fishes and don't eat no fish. I swear.
I mean, I like fish. I eat a lot of fish. I just don't eat a lot of the fish that I catch. I'll fish all day, and then I'll go to the tavern and have them prepare them.
This is like the fourth example in the last 10 minutes of how he's rich. I don't keep and eat none of the fish I catch. I throw them bitches back and I go to the pub and I order they fish.
I don't have to clean them. I'm fishing till dark. I'm getting back up again at 2 a.m. I don't feel like spending the whole night in the garage.
Hey, Josh, don't feel bad. I don't eat fish either. Don't feel bad.
That's Josh. All that shit is what rich people say. I only have time to catch them and throw them back, not to do anything to eat them.
Josh, I grew up.
If I want to eat them, I'll go pay to eat them.
Josh, I grew up a half mile from the ocean, and I don't eat fish at all.
Yeah,
well, somebody asked you.
I like
you already
fish.
answered this question.
I eat them. I would eat it. I'll put it this way: I would eat a largemouth bass. If somebody prepared it for me, I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. I'll eat it.
You're gonna have a Sean the Fisherman pizza delivery man at your house.
I would eat that. I would eat whatever Paul wants to grill one in his driveway with some old dresser that he started a fire with, cooked it in a cast iron. I'll eat that shit. That's fine. I mean,
Cody will cook it on his picnic table.
Yeah, I'll eat that. That's fine. Try anything once.
Well, I'll tell you what. If y'all ever make it down my way, I'm going to cook some bass, and Steve-O's big ass is going to eat it.
Whether he likes it or not.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Next question. This is what Bass and Brews is kind of known for, besides being a debaucherousness of fuctility. But this next question is what we're known for. And if you answer this one incorrectly, then we will not forget about it. And I will not name the subject with since I've been part of this show with the worst answer ever. I will not name him anymore. You can go back and listen to the past like 35 episodes, and I always pick on him. But this is it. I hope you've practiced. I hope you've listened to the podcast enough to have answers ready and available. Cheese and spinach will get you chastised. As anglers, most of us love sandwiches. Give us your top 3 sandwich proteins.
All right, number 1, I'm going to go with eggs. I like a fried egg sandwich. I like egg salad. It's very versatile. You can eat it any part of the day.
Bo, you just fucking said egg salad. Fuck, give me a high five. Look, I will eat, oh my God. Look, down here in the South, our gas station egg salad sandwiches are like a delicacy.
I ain't eating that shit out of a gas station.
But you ain't been down here to the Carolinas to eat one yet.
True.
So you have to come down here where you eat. Oh my God. Anyway,
That
I love that. That's you know what?
How fucked up Paul's stomach is.
It ain't that fucked up. Look,
5-day-old gas station egg salad.
no man, they got sell by dates, and if that sell by date, they throw it out.
They just pull a sticker and change it.
That's fine. That's fine. Look. That's my favorite answer I've ever had on the show here and now is eggs. Oh fuck you!
It's just eggs in general because a fried egg for breakfast is good too. Slap that on a piece of toast with some ham or some bacon. That's good too.
But in the middle of the day on a hot summer's day, I don't want a hot ass egg sandwich, and I don't like fried eggs cold. But now I will eat the fuck out of some egg salad sandwich cold.
They're both good.
I'd rather have chicken salad.
Eggs work out. That's a good one.
I love it. I love it. Great answer. Steve, nobody asked you. You've already been asked this question like 18 times. Matter of fact, you've been asked it once. You've answered it on every episode you've been on differently. So shush.
I just said I'd rather have chicken salad.
Nobody asked you, Steve.
Right. 2. I'm going to take hard salami on some rye with some butter and some stone ground mustard. Like that's a perfect sandwich for me. I love hard salami.
I love the salami pick. I love the stone ground mustard, but you can take that rye bread and ball that shit up and catch a carp and eat that carp fucking raw, and it was better than a slice of rye bread.
Each their own. I like the rye bread.
I'm an artisan bread maker.
Yeah, I know. I've
rye bread.
I've heard.
All right, man. Come on. What's the third one?
All right, number 3. I got some country shit for Paul. My third one is going to be bologna pickles. You ever have that shit?
No. Look, yes, I've had both of those. Why
bologna?
Grind it up together. Where does this come from?
You get the chunk of it from the deli and you grind it up with pickles in the meat grinder and you make a spread with it. I eat that shit all the time up north.
So what you're describing is potted meat.
Sure.
He said sure. Down south, we don't grind down south, we take our bologna and we slice it, we throw it on the skillet, and you burn the outer rim of it.
This is cold. You take the chunk of bologna, you throw it in the meat grinder with some pickles, and you make a sandwich spread out of it.
I know what you're saying. You're making a spread out of it. We don't do that. We don't ruin bologna. If we want a meat spread, we get potted meat.
Whatever. Fair enough.
But I do like, you said bologna, and I will 100%, if I ever make it up there, I'm eating that damn bologna and pickle spread for sure.
My mom makes it every time we're up north fishing we go up in the summertime. She'll make a big container of it. That's one of the things I eat while I'm fishing.
Look, you don't have to twist my arm to try no food. So to show you, I'm an artisan bread maker. That's bread that I make, sourdough.
See, I put it on there too. That'd be fine. I'll put salami on that.
Oh shit! Look, this right here makes slap your wife's ass. You give her a piece of that bread, she might slap yours.
You'll have to send us some. Bread keeps.
It does well. Yeah, I guess I could overnight it for like $85.
Yeah, just like my jigs that are sent to Steve that are lost in the USPS.
Look, man, this man sent out like $500 in jigs, and people were getting envelopes.
Empty envelopes. Open. Unreal. Can't even give shit away for free.
I will tell you though, just FYI, that send them in the envelope, they go through a machine that reads them and sorts them. And the way that some of those were torn were not.
Oh yeah, I know. But the weird thing is the stamps I paid for say non-machinable. So if you were looking at that, would you think, hey, maybe I'm paying extra, they're not going to run this through a machine? No.
You're talking about the post office, man. That's it. You're talking about the post office.
All right.
I gotta resend them.
That's crazy. All right. We're going to let Steve-O go first because he's got a time limit. Who you want to thank, Steve?
I just want to thank Hooked Up North for coming on today. That's it.
Oh my God. All right, Josh, you're done.
Yeah.
Look at him. Is that all you got for real?
That's it, man. You already know. I don't have to say it.
This is a podcast, Steve-O.
Hook said it died, baby.
Nobody listening to this shit just saw your sign language, dude.
Well, whoever's listening, my shirt is from Hook Said Hoodlums. So is my hat, Underwater Robberies hat.
That's the green camo, too. I love that.
Wonderful OD green. If it's not available on the site, reach out to Old Glory Outdoors. I know they have some in stock as I was just there. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Short and sweet. First time ever, except for the 2 kids you made. All right, Josh, what's up with you, man? Who do you want to thank?
I don't have a long list of sponsors or anything I got to thank. Obviously, same as everybody else here. Hookset, the Hookset crew. We're always representing all the gear. It's the squad. If you want, you can use my code instead, or you can use balls, whatever. But outside of that, I don't
give out my code. I let them pay full price.
Yeah, that's true. Your code adds 10% on.
Right, I'm like Robert Bill.
Hey, who did that happen? Who was it that happened to? Not that long ago.
No idea.
They messed it up. Anyway, all right, go ahead.
I also work with Yo Lens Sunglasses. I got a discount code there on my Instagram. Pop over there. I'm sure you've seen the glasses, the blues and the reds. They're pretty trippy. You see in 4D. Catch more fish, guaranteed. Probably, I think. Just pop over there. I got a code for that. I don't really have anything else. Check out Wisco Baits.
I was about to say you're about to skip the one place that you need to follow.
Yeah, we covered that at the beginning though. Remember, Steve went over the sponsors right after the intro.
Yeah, but man, some people fast forward. Some people just fast forward to the end. So
they just want
you got to say it again.
Part. Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot out there yet, but we're gonna be working on it. We're still trying to get like our test product out to the hands of the people, and we're having some difficulties getting it there. But it'll get there hopefully before the water opens up.
Well, it's open down here, and I ain't got nary one.
Once I get the shipping kinks worked out, then I'm going to send more on. I didn't feel like sending out $1,000 worth of product to all get lost in the mail.
Yep, that's a lot of money. All right. Well, look at here. Y'all go check out Hookset Hoodlums. I will repeat it again because I do what the fuck I want. Y'all also make sure you get some White Claw Surge and drink it because it's got 8 alcohols in it.
8 alcohols.
Thank you for tuning in to another Bass and Brews podcast. Thank you, Steve-O, for guest co-hosting, buddy. Appreciate it. Even though you're late as fuck, this is the last time I ever asked you. Josh, huh?
He got his computer out.
Yeah, man.
He did. He
I'm on the
did.
CPU, man.
Look, he did. And he's got his wife's makeup light so bright that his eyes have been squinting all damn night.
I'm getting a suntan. I'm sweating.
He's sweating. He got that light so bright he's sweating. Josh, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. Y'all go follow Josh at hooked_up north. OG Scuba Steve. Y'all should already be following him if you're not. Thank you again, Josh. Appreciate it, man. Y'all hang on after we get through with the outro. We'll hang out a little bit and catch up. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next week. And if you didn't catch the live, because obviously you're hearing about it now, if you didn't hear about it before, that will also be available on Friday because we're going live Thursday, which is in 2 days, which is the day before this hits. So it doesn't matter. Go watch it if you missed it live. Scuba, Josh, y'all start pumping this shit out for the live show on Thursday. I'm going to have a good showing now.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get on it. Water's going to be opening up soon.
There we go.
I'm going to be
all
on
right,
hibernation.
y'all have a good one. Holla! Hell!